my PSA for you guys. If you want to play jungle right now, if you want to do it, heed my warning. This is the... All right. Hi. How's it going, everybody? I have a very interesting tale to tell this morning. Before I get into the games, come along with me on a journey. So for those who have been tracking my gameplay on Korea, you probably noticed that the result hasn't been very good, right? And we're going to talk about jungling. And I really am excited to have this conversation. I got to pause the music for this. I'm really excited to share this with you guys. Well, I don't know if it's exciting or if it's depressing. to be completely honest, I have no idea which is it exciting? Is it depressing? I don't know. So you can see that I have been plugging away at jungling for almost 2 months straight. Just plugging away here around diamond to plat to diamond to plat to diamond to plat to diamond to plat to diamond to plat. I've played Hecarim, I have played Kindred, I have played Nidalee, I have played everything, and nothing feels good for me. You know, and initially I thought to myself, I was like, you know, I'm not very good at the role. So this is a pain point for me. Clearly this season, you know, these guys are just way better. And I was like, you know, mechanically they are better. And it was getting very frustrating. Like I tried the Nocturne, which is a champion that I mained to Masters in NA. I was like, okay, like I can win sometimes with Nocturne, but it's very inconsistent. You know, nothing, and it was just getting in my head. And it's like every time I would go to jungle, I'd work on jungle, I would just have terrible runs of jungling where just nothing felt right. Eventually, you know, with blood, sweat, and tears practice, eventually, like Maokai was working. You can kind of see it working here. And I was figuring out a flow, and I got all the way up like to diamond. I think I got all the way to like diamond 1 or something, like 80 LP. But it was only Maokai, and Maokai's obviously picked and banned. So there was a lot of confusion for me with the role, and I did not, you know, even now I was playing Hecarim, and I was like, oh, I finally am getting something going with Hecarim. I get Hecarim, I'm playing him well. And then I went on a loss streak. It happened like a big loss streak right here. And it was just depressing. And then I went on like another couple losses, and like, it just felt depressing. It felt awful. It felt awkward. And I was like, you know what? I need to take a break, and I need to play some top lane. And then I had probably the biggest win streak playing Garen, something that I hadn't really fucked with right away. Just like flip of a switch. And obviously I had some losses and, you know, some games that haven't gone well on Garen since I went back over to top, but like, it's way more chill. And I got to thinking, and I was like, what is going on here? What is going on here? Like, the jungle is just weird. It's whack. It's strange. Yeah, and I told my community, remember, I was like, I'm going to play Hecarim. I'm going to tank it out. But I didn't understand the gravity of how fucked up jungle is. Now, when we get into this, I want to be very clear with you guys. If you're like low elo, there's probably a lot of mistakes you are making. I would be lying to you if I said that like my jungling's amazing or that I think I'm the best jungler in the world. But I also think it's simultaneously a little fucked up role. And I think I've been wasting a lot of time. As a player, I've been wasting a lot of time. I talk a lot about agency and retaining agency as a player in your game so that you get value for your time. I will say, I will concede that jungling and ganking early does on this patch feel okay. It feels powerful. It feels impactful. But there's been a reoccurring theme that I have experienced. That reoccurring theme is that everybody's just stronger than me randomly for no reason. So like if I'm popping off in an early game, it would feel like people were still higher level than me. So I would like to take you guys on a little journey. And this journey involves a private coaching that I had yesterday. And like I said, I'd started playing top again because I just wanted to break. But it turns out I'm probably going to sit there until jungle is changed again. mainly because I don't feel the role is very fair right now when you're trying to climb. I think it's awful. There's some other side reasons why I think it's awful in Korea, specifically because laners are oftentimes 0-10, which I've bitched about countless times. I could show you examples of that, but I'm not going to do that right now. I'm just going to go to your elos, right? The majority of you guys are low elo. I had a coaching client yesterday that essentially what happened was he had a laggy computer, right? So we did VOD reviews to start the session, and then eventually we got to the point where I was explaining to him how you can make jungle work. And I was explaining, like, yes, it's low elo. You're going to have to play this game properly. Actually, I should probably make this a small screen for, well, hold on. Let me... It's like you could still do the old style of like farming big or whatever and carrying, but you just have to be more delicate with it. Now, I put myself on the small screen for this just to show you the example that happened. So here I am. I don't know if you guys can see this. At the top right here, it's 126. 126 CS at 15 minutes and 24 seconds. I have 2 kills and 1 assist. I am live gaming a private coaching client at the end of the session. I stayed extra time with the client because for me, I felt like the client didn't get good value on his money at that time because it was like his computer was lagging. So I stayed in and I basically gave him a private live commentary of the strategy that I wanted him to implement because I'd watched his VODs and he was dying a lot early game and he was fucking up. And I was like, okay, we got to clean this up. So I went through and this was part of coaching, but also just like a good demo for him, something to like replicate. But then something interesting happened. So here I am. I am level 11 right now, and I have gotten Rift. I am, like I said, I'm 140 CS at 17 minutes. So I go, I get a kill in mid, or I go and I pressure somebody in mid or something. And here it is. That is a... For those who are not seeing this, that Elise is level 12, and I am level 11. You see this? I am 2-0-1. I have 150 CS. I have a bounty on me. I have 2 objectives. I have 3 objectives. I have the Rift on me in this video. I am 25 CS ahead of the Elise. My team's ahead. I have more farm. I have everything. And I am behind in a level and can be killed. I have to run away. I am actually at risk of dying to top and jungle as somebody who's hitting 10 CS on par or is on pace to hit 10 CS per minute. But your guys are saying lane XP. But it doesn't even make sense because you get gimped lane XP. Do you understand? You get gimped solo XP. She has 1 KP more than me. And I saw this, and even in the coaching, the private coaching, I was just like, huh. And then it hit me. I was like, oh my God. I was like, I have been wasting my life playing this role. I have literally just been wasting months of my time. There is actually no world where I should be sitting with the highest bounty in the lobby, but I am level 11, but I've done everything right. Like, I did everything right. I didn't leech. I remember, we could go through, I could link you the VOD, the whole thing. I didn't take any lane XP, really. I didn't do anything. So, we have some theories in place as to why if you kill champions that are higher level, you get XP and blah 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 blah. You might get some lane XP. There might be more. There might be like something to do with the jungles, like scaling up the comeback XP. But the point that I'm trying to make right now is by going through this with you guys, is that none of this shit matters to the player. There is no fucking way that I should ever be anything other than level 13 here. And all those random variables that are stuffed in, that's Mario Party. That's not a competitive game. That's Mario Party, which explains so much about the trends that I'm seeing. I'm seeing exactly like stretches of games where I'm trying my ass off to offset something that isn't easy to offset. It also explains why Maokai was doing so well, because Maokai is a low econ jungle that doesn't need XP. That's why Maokai is so good. That's why Sejuani is so good. That's why something like Zac is so good. I hate playing Zac, but I can't deny that if I played Zac, I would have won more with less effort, right? Time and time again, I reverted back to trying to make like a carry jungler work. And Hecarim, for example, is a prime example. Hecarim, he can gank early, so it was a bit of a like, oh, I have something here. And certainly, if I stick with him, it probably would balance out a little bit. But you're never gonna dominate, man. You're never gonna fucking own a lobby like this. And that was my moment when I looked at this and I was just like, I am absolutely wasting my time. I had a lot of feedback on my jungling and people saying, well, why don't you just stay on the train track? This is an example of staying on the train track. This is what happens. Somehow, despite me pathing perfectly, right? This was like a great game example because there was not really a lot of action. There was a little bit of action. But despite me pathing this way, I am behind. I am behind. I am literally weaker than the jungler and the top. If I run into them at the wrong time, I can die. That Aurelia is 0-5. That Aurelia is 0-5. That Elise is 2-0, which is good. But I'm 2-0. And I got all the objectives. And I have more farm than the Elise. How are we not at least even in XP? That is wrong. I have a bounty. They get more gold for killing me. How do they get gold for killing me? They're stronger than me. They're literally stronger. I can't run into them. Huh? My theory is, I mean, yeah, you could absolutely argue, well, there's people that make jungle work. Yeah, if there's people that make jungle work, doesn't mean it's not shit. Doesn't mean it's bullshit. And it also means, and honestly, I could talk to people, but again, it's not relevant because unless they're playing in Korea and having good success, it's not relevant. At the end of the day, the reality is this. When I went to look at the high elo Hecarim guy, something weird was happening with him because you go, oh, NEACE, it's, you know, it's all you, a skill issue, haha, XDD, right? I go, okay, cool, skill issue. I go to this Hecarim guy, and what do I see? The same thing. He's just flipping it over and over again. He's just flipping back and forth and back and forth, just flipping. Flip, 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 flip. This is a guy that has literally been playing jungle in Challenger for 7 fucking years on Korea. It's the hardest server. He is literally just flipping. On the champion, he is a master with 45% win rate. And by the way, he has played Hecarim when he was weak. He's played Hecarim when he is strong. He has never struggled so much. And I'm sitting here watching his VODs and I'm like, same issues. Sometimes he pops off and sometimes it just seems like he can't do anything. Weird. Why am I telling you guys this? Because this is my PSA. This is my PSA right now for you guys. If you want to play jungle right now, if you want to do it, heed my warning. This is the flippiest fucking role I have ever seen. Like, I have been coaching and doing content creation for years. Nocturne, just last year, was Masters very, very easily for me. No problem. This season, I start losing. I go, oh, Korea's is just that much better. I'm like, oh, whatever. I start grinding this role. I cannot make it work. Come to find out, you can never, ever, ever achieve higher XP than everybody else unless you are playing absolutely flawlessly and the other lanes don't in. If the other, so like for example, we go play Garen top, I AFK farm under my tower, 13 minutes, I get 1 kill, I'm higher than the rest of the lobby for the rest of the game. No one can be higher level than me. The end. I am the highest level. The end. In fact, I'm probably 3 levels ahead, if I'm being honest. 3 levels. 3. I kill 1 person, I just farm. I'm stronger than everybody. Nobody can even walk up to me. I am literally the Terminator walking around. I haven't been practicing top in a while. I've just been chilling, playing jungle. I'm telling you, if you play jungle right now, They say they're gonna have changes like on the next patch, and maybe we can look at it again when they add some like XP changes. But I think there's too much random shit in it right now, and you never offset the XP disparities when the solo laners are winning. If the solo laner's chilling, you can't do anything. I have never said that. For anybody that thinks that I'm being dramatic, I have never said that. I have always said jungle is strong. I literally made high elo on NA playing jungle specifically. Brain halfway on autopilot. Come over here, get shit on, say, ooh, Koreans are better. I got to work on it. Work on it for months. Work on it. No results come. I go up, I go down. I go up, I go down. I go up, I go down. Right? The only champions that seem to be doing really well for me, fucking Maokai and shit that I don't even want to play. So again, like I was saying, I don't want to make you guys just go super defeatist and go, fuck this role. But you may want to say fuck this role temporarily until they do something about it. I actually don't really have a solution because they obviously want people to play the role. But I feel like I have no idea when I'm winning and losing is the long story short. I just showed you that video and someone's like, well, did you go through the video and find the mechanics that would cause that? Bro, I don't give a fuck what the mechanics are. How the fuck am I going to deal with that? If I farm absolutely perfectly, it has nothing to do with me. I did my job. I took the objectives. I took the farm. I got some kills. That's a 3 objective lead. All the farm in my favor. Same exact KP. I am in poverty versus that guy. How? How is that possible? That is not right. Period. I don't give a fuck what the mechanic is. All I know is I'm not fucking playing that shit. They can lick my asshole. There is no way. There is absolutely no way. So for those who want to stick on jungle and are like, NEACE your bitch, deal with it. Okay. I'll tell you what you can do if you want to torture yourself with it. So you can farm and do what I just did and literally just like farm and not die and just control the game, which is boring as shit and you never feel strong. I don't know how. I literally end that game 4-0-4, and at the end of that game, I was even leveled with my mid and top, but they died like a billion times and like I just farmed everything, inhaled all the resource, like 10.4 CS per minute by the end of the game. At the end of this game, I'm level okay, pause. I'm level 17. Yasuo's level 17. Gangplank's level 17. Okay, you're like, wow, NEACE. Wow, that's you're even in XP. Stop for a second. Look at this. I have gotten every rift. I have gotten every fucking dragon. I have gotten every bit of CS on this fucking map. I have died 0 times. I am shitting on this lobby. I am still not level 18 yet, dude. I am playing a perfect game of League. That is a perfect game. Even in that condition, you still aren't the strongest dude. So that is why I tell you guys that I am taking I'm all for challenging myself, but this isn't a challenge. It's not fair. That's just not fair. Do you see what I'm saying? It's not. There's no like, oh, tough it out. Again, every single objective, every ounce of farm that was nearly possible in this game, I took. Every rift, a Baron. I haven't died. I literally did everything to make sure that I am the strongest person in this lobby. And I am up to level 17, not level 18. I am still not the strongest person. The Gangplank and the Yasuo are stronger than me, technically. Well, yeah, technically they are. So yes, the summary here would be, well, NEACE, so why have you been having such up and downs? Why are you saying that it's like 50-50? Well, because if you're never actually stronger than the laners, by choice, you can't ever choose to be stronger than them, right? Everything is conditional, which is how I've been feeling, right? You've heard me say it. You've heard me say it countless times. Nothing feels consistent. Like I play this, I feel consistent. Oh, I feel consistent. Then the next week, oh, I don't know. It doesn't seem to be working. And I just kept doing this cycle, up and down and up and down and up and down. A cycle of like, I never feel I don't ever feel consistent in my games. And everybody's like, NEACE, you're just bad at jungle. It's like, yeah, I guess I'm pretty bad at it. Like, maybe. I mean, I played pretty well last season, but hey, these guys are better mechanically. Maybe I have work to do. And people are like, NEACE, ego problem, blah, blah, blah. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, I am working at this, but maybe, And then, slowly but surely, I just start seeing the pattern. And I feel like I'm going insane. I'm like, bro, maybe I am terrible. Maybe I'm the worst. It's like Elise. Elise is great in this meta. Why? Because she doesn't need XP. Her early game's great. She dives a motherfucker. She goes and falls 3 levels behind, gets 1 kill. She's a level ahead of somebody for some reason. You're just like, what the fuck? But you try to play any sort of like stability, anything. It's just Mario Party. It's chaos. It's Mario Party. There's only like a few junglers that are worth playing, and everybody just contests. It's like Elise, Maokai, Zach, some Amumu shit, which is basically a support. It's just awful. It used to be that when you played jungle and you were kiting or doing your thing, like, so say you go from camp to camp, you kite the camps. There was fundamentals involved with kiting the camps, right? Which we all know is kind of goofy in itself, but like there was a fundamental involved. So if you were good at clearing the camps, right, and you were better than your opponent at clearing, that was like a core fundamental. Aha, I'm better. And then I can demonstrate that. With laning, it's like, okay, you hit your farm, which is why I go to top lane. I play Garen. I hit my farm. My opponent doesn't. I have huge farm. He doesn't. I probably deserve to win mid and late game. Makes sense. Jungle right now is just like, you take a few camps, you go to a lane, hope someone's not an idiot and on your team and that the other team is an idiot and they get caught by the gank. It just feels like, and then you do that right. You farm, you try to path and move to the next thing, the next thing, the next thing. And you're stacking up win after win after win after win after win. And you do like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 right things in a row. And then you look back and there's the Garen top. there's the Garen top. And he has only killed 1 person. He he did one thing right. Right. And I'm not saying that it's equal. Right. I'm not saying that surviving getting harassed is Garen and then going all in. I'm not saying that that's necessarily skillless either. I'm just saying that how is that fair? Like the weight of it, right? You're rotating around, you're kiting your camps perfectly. You go and you gank somebody and then you look top and the dude who got 1 single kill is 3 levels ahead of you. He's 3 levels. You ain't going near him. You have 6 kills. He can literally flash and kill. If you go near that motherfucker, he kills you. He kills you. He gets even bigger. And he's going to stay that big until he fucks up. That's his game, which again is something that I've never, ever said. I have never said that. I've never been like, yeah, the jungle is goofy, is bad. But I got to admit, that's fucked up. It is a fucked up role. So that's what I'm going to close with. I'm hanging out top. I'm chilling. I'm relaxing. I'm chilling. I'm good. Hell, I'm about to pick Garen. I'm about to pick Garen into Vayne top.